Right, I've gone live. I'm going live now.
All right, cool.
Google Chrome should have all the permissions. Share screen, Chrome tab. It's not video details. But I know why. I'm sending a new Google Meet link. Cool. Amazing. Full screen. Cool. Settings. Change layout. Yeah, we got it. I've done it. I don't know how I've done it, but I've done it. Amazing. I think we are YouTube live, and I'm going to test it now. Thank you for your patience, anyone who's hung around. I think we should be good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
In the chat, hear me?
I can't see the chat because
you can go to
I
you
can
go to
back on and
YouTube.
see both. I can. You're right. You're right. I can see both. I'm waiting for confirm. If you're in the chat, can you confirm? Nate's confirmed. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going onto Instagram now to let everyone know we are live and up and running, and send the link over. If you're in here, hold tight, be patient, and we are going to get started very, very soon. While I'm doing that, we have a very, very good friend of mine joining us today to give some wisdom and some back and forth about some very important stuff. Cause, I'll let you introduce yourself.
What is going on, YouTube live? I need to pull this up. Nate, send me the link. What's going on, guys? My name is Corey. I've known Diego for a while. We link up in Playa del Carmen. You guys know he's lived there for a while. I'm also inside of the Discord. If you guys are inside of the free Discord, if you're not, there should be a link in the description to join the free Discord. So I'm in there, popping in and out, answering questions, doing whatever. But I know that Diego is, super, super pumped to get this started and share all of his knowledge with you about the truth and how the world actually works. And I'm just here to honestly listen in, just like you guys are, and support him in his endeavors, because I know he's an amazing, fantastic person. So that's why I'm here.
Amazing. I'm literally posting that up on the Instagram now, so everyone has a chance to get in. But once again, big welcome. Today we're going to be talking about having ownership of your mind, something that me and Corey talk a lot about. And I talk a lot about with everyone who I know and have the chance to have a conversation with, because I think it's something that you'd think was second nature, but actually everything we think is second nature is not quite how the cookie crumbles in this day and age, because there is so much almost blocking and out the way of it. So if you are looking to get that important information, then as I say, bear with, and you will be enlightened a lot while I am shouting this on the Instagram, and we're going to get started in the next minute, guys.
Start typing in the chat. I wanna hear exactly what wins you guys had this week, just to kick this thing off. Like, throw some wins in the chat. I want to read them. I want to see how you guys have been performing. I need the members of The Truth to lead the charge on this and type in some of the biggest wins you had of this week to show everyone else how important it is to actually have a community surrounding you, and to be able to read some of those wins for myself. So throw some wins in there. Hi, Mackenzie. I think she wanted you, Diego, but I'll say hi to her. She's from Canada.
Amazing. The love's real.
We got Prince Tate in here. There are 2 Diego screens. There are 2 Diego screens. That's just how it's gonna be. Don't worry about that. You get to see his beautiful face twice.
Yeah, why are you complaining? Amazing. We are 10 seconds away from that being out on the Instagram. Once it's out on the Instagram, I'm happy to get officially underway. And
emojis.
Great. Amazing. I mean, there's a few people in here. We've posted on the Instagram. We've posted in the Discord. We had a bit of technical issues, guys, so apologies for that, but we're up and running now. And for anyone who's just joined, we'll do quick introductions again. I'm here with a very good friend of mine, someone who I've spent a lot of my life or a lot of our relationship talking a lot about psychological endeavors and psychological importance, psychological limits, some stuff that I'd actually love to share with you guys. If you guys here today could have heard some of the conversations we've had and some of the insight we've learned and taught each other would be amazing. First of all, welcome from or to all the members from The Truth. To let everyone know in here, we run a community in a program called The Truth, and to clear up any elephant in the room, a lot of you know me as an entertainer online, someone who's gone around and basically made a huge following off of talking to girls on the street. And a lot of you wouldn't have seen the side of me, which is the bigger side of me, which inspires people, which talks to people a lot about self-development and how to actually achieve a personality and a level of comfortability where everything you can actually do as a human being, or everything you want to do as a human being, even becomes possible and becomes in reach. Because a lot of guys will sit behind their phones, especially guys that know me, and say, wow, that's amazing, he's doing what he's doing. And they'll see me in the street and they'll say, Diego, I don't know how can you give me some advice? It's amazing how you do. The truth of it is, a lot of men are surprised when they ask me for advice, and I sit them down and I say, listen, it starts with yourself, bro. It starts with understanding, and it starts with working, and it starts with implementing. And a lot of you guys here will be slightly younger than Corey and myself, and maybe at an experience of life where you haven't experienced certain things, and we're in definitely a privileged position where we're able to have experienced them things and share our knowledge with you guys. So just really quickly again, I'll let Corey introduce himself to anyone who's just come in, and then we're going to get started talking about taking ownership of our mind, which is probably my favorite thing to talk about, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, I know it is, guys. I know it is, for sure. I never get enough of that, but it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. I know you guys already heard this intro, but my name is Corey. I've been friends with Diego for a minute. We've lived in Playa del Carmen together for a while. Every single time I'm around this man, whether it's through the screen or in real life, like I just get a burst of energy into my brain, and I want to like naturally just take that energy and push it out to the rest of the world. I don't know what black magic Diego does to cast spells on me to want to throw that energy out back his way, but this is the kind of person that you guys are following. So show him some love. Like this video. If you're here, just give it a like. It takes 2 seconds. Let's show Diego that we love him and appreciate him, and want to see more of his beautiful face online.
Man, thanks for giving me my time, and thanks for giving you my time. Thanks for giving us your time, and for being here. And there's not many people in this world that I'd rather bounce this stuff off. We do it on a day-to-day basis with a lot more stress and a lot more general work talk. So it's nice to be in an environment where we can actually talk and have people listen in on our conversation, as intrusive as it is. Super beneficial for them guys. I wanted to start off with a little introduction. Something I found so interesting in this world is that we have such bad connotations to learning that people are so afraid to learn. Now, whatever this comes from, I don't know whether it's from school, from our, as I say, connotations of learning, whether it's boring, whether it's someone telling us useless information. In our adult life, in our life of maturing and becoming a greater human being, we become so afraid to actually use and utilize information around us. It's also, I think, the ignorance that we have as people, because if I'm an adult and I'm learning something new, that means, first of all, I have to admit in my brain that I didn't know something before. So I don't know where along the line exactly people become so insecure that they can't let themselves to learn more. But it's a huge, huge problem, and people close their brains off so much, which stops you from actually be able to access information. So you could actually shout something in front of someone's face, and they still won't let it get through to them because of the pride and the ignorance they have. Now, we've been in many different parts of the world and seen many different ways of life, but that's something where I think stays the same around the different parts of the world, where people have their traditions and have their lives, and they aren't actually willing to open their brains and understand how much information there is to access out there from people like yourself, from people like me, but also from every situation we can be in as humans.
Yeah. And on the other side of that, there's like unlimited information that you can't access now. So you just get flooded by all of this, like, oh, eat keto. No, don't eat keto. Be vegetarian. No, be carnivore. Like, do all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, all this information is coming to me. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's why you made the truth in the first place, because you're just like, look, guys, there's so much like bullshit out there that you don't even know how to figure out how to internalize all of it. This is all you need. These are the steps that you need. These are the things you need to work on. This is the accountability you need to have as a man to develop yourself into a man that is worthy of this world, to provide value, to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So I think that's the vision that we have here, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Correct. And what you said is two things is really important there. One, it's about doing everything you need to do to give yourself the best chance, because what we can accept very, very chronically in this world is that every human being is different. So the problem is people are looking at all this information and going, right, what do I need to do what this guy says, or do I need to do what this guy says, rather than, can I take a piece of what he said about his life, apply it to my life, and see how that affects me? Rather than, can I do what he says? I don't know who these guys are. They're not your boss. They don't own you. And this is what I'm saying, the importance of being an owner of your own mind, which is why what we're doing in The Truth is so imperative, because as opposed to telling people what to do, we're giving people the basis to actually implement themselves and build the best character that they can be, which allows them to, whatever option it is, they have the complete and utter foundations to strive at an insanely efficient level to achieve whatever it is they want to achieve. And something that allows people to get to that level so much, which is probably the conversation you and I have the most, funnily enough, when we were doing our ice baths at 6 a.m. in Playa del Carmen, is comfort zones. Now, we're in a world where phones and technology have allowed us as men the option to become very comfortable, because we can hide behind our phone, we can control everything behind our phone, and we're now at a society where, as I've shown, people are actually scared of human interaction, are scared of putting themselves out there in vulnerable situations, and there's a lot to say for being uncomfortable in this very comfortable world. How would you say specifically and personally it's changed your aspect of things, especially within The Truth, where we talk so much about it?
Yeah, I'm laughing because this is a question you asked me when you were doing the ice bath interviews, and I was freezing cold, like in 10 degrees Celsius freaking water, like trying to shiver out an answer. But like, it's so imperative to put yourself out of your comfort zone, because the more that you are inside of your comfort zone, the more content you'll be. And the only time you are not moving forward in life is when you're standing still. At least if you're moving like backwards, at least if you're failing, like you're doing stuff and you're moving and you're trying to achieve more things. The only time that you're not moving, or the only time that you're going backwards, actually is when you're staying stagnant. because of the concept of time. Time always keeps moving. So if you're not moving, time does, and you're just getting older and older and older by the second, right? And so if you don't continue to put yourself outside of your comfort zone and better yourself and sharpen the sword, then you're just going to get stuck and complacent, and time's going to pass. So that just means you're going to, your quality of life, your quality of skill sets, your quality of, existence is just going to get worse and worse and worse because time's moving on. So in order to look at that through the lens of the truth, like pushing yourself in every category that you can in life, it's not just like pushing yourself like, oh, I did like 50 push-ups today. Like that's better than yesterday. Like, yeah, that's good. That's crazy. Yeah, that's good. But it's like you have to, you can't accept mediocrity. You have to push yourself in every single metric of your life, because that's how you become great, and that's how you start to get better. And so that's really like why we lay it out the way that we lay it out. It's just like all of these different categories of how you can better yourself, and it all starts in the mind, because it doesn't matter how ripped you are, it doesn't matter how rich you are, if you don't have control over your mind, then you don't have anything.
Yeah, 100%. Again, we're talking with so much passion because we know it. And when you talk about something, for a fact, there's so much opinion in this world. And when you can talk about something from experience, there's something inside of you that gives you that passion to talk about it. And something that's crazy, bro, is that we can talk about all this, and there's a difference between having someone tell you something and having someone do something for you. Now, it probably took us 3, 4, 5 years to actually be able to understand what we've just said by trial and error. But if someone understood what we just said, yes, we'd 100% push you to put yourself outside of your comfort zone as much as possible to grow your mind in an exceptional way. However, we're cutting that 3, 4, 5 years down to even months of you understanding something fully in your brain, because your brain is a very, very immature muscle in your body that has so much space to grow and learn. And when you eventually are around these people of such like minds that have already achieved and are on the same path as you to achieve great things, the process will become so much shorter. We're almost getting ourselves out of our comfortable rabbit hole that we're in with our friends, with our family, that whatever, meet up on a Friday night and drink shit and eat shit food and party and smoke together, whatever it is that you do with your friends in your comfortability time, as opposed to being on Friday night calls with people like yourself and talking about our plans for next week and how we're gonna make sure we're taking care of our body on the weekend to make sure that we're as efficient and effective as we can, for the next week. It's great how things change. So comfort zones are for sure an absolutely huge perspective of how an individual should view his brain, or his or her brain, apologies. Taking ownership of your brain is taking responsibilities for all the decisions you make. It's about being brave and stopping to be ignorant. Now, ignorance is a word I've used so much recently because I feel like that's the only way to actually excuse it. As humans, we're very ignorant. We're very ignorant because that's how we're brought up. We're very ignorant because our brain is functioning at a high level. And because we know how intelligent we are, we try to be over intelligent. And that's great in some aspects. But when ignorance becomes involved, it actually restricts our mind from growing and from taking full ownership and responsibility. Because the truth is, going back to what we spoke at the start, there's so much to learn. And as a man who's personally through the last 5 years put myself through living hell, living heaven, living chaos purposefully in the goal to grow and to become as mature and intelligent as I can as a human, I've learned that you are never too good to learn. And that if you can go into every environment and try and actually take things from people, stop being ignorant to think that you're fully mature and intelligent in certain situations. If you allow yourself and you allow your brain to open up like that, you're going to achieve so much more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It all starts with the mind. Like that's the very foundation. That's the very baseline. Like if you don't have control over your mind, then you can't open up. It doesn't even matter. So I agree 100%.
And how I describe our mindset, because a lot of people don't think about their mindset. A lot of people actually seek external factors to fix their problems. Now, the problem with it is that if you gave me any problem with the world, any problem with, that's literally going on within your life, I can tell you exactly how it started internally within a person, whether that's yourself or another person. It started within our own brains. The humans, we don't realize how much power we have inside our brains because we're so obsessed with what we can do physically, but we are not realizing that every physical action we do comes from our brain and an internal process. And this is why we talk about self-development so much. Now, people might be bored of the word self-development by now, and I think the reason people neglect the word self-development is because they realize it actually takes some work to do. Why do you think it is, bro, that people are so scared to actually work hard to achieve something in this day and age? Because it's again a conversation I've had with loads of people recently as to where, like, oh, bro, that's hard. I don't know. Okay, and what? Who told you it was going to be easy, and who told you it should be easy? Where do you think this kind of lazy mindset starts?
I think it's just in society, bro. Like, it didn't used to be easy and people knew because in society, like way back when, there were people sleeping on the ground, right? Now we have our basic human needs covered for the most part, food, shelter, everything like that. And we're on our phones all day. Like it's like we're curated to feel that everything is okay. And that allows us to be content with ourselves. I want to go back to whatever you said about, or to something that you said about having control over the physical aspect of your life with your mind. It's so funny because I was just talking to one of our other professors inside of the Truth about this, Nathan. He was saying, we were talking about the difference between actual like mental control and just like having your brain on autopilot, right? So the snooze button is a really hilarious example that I like to use. Like in the morning, you wake up, you have your cognitive brain like working and functioning, and you have a choice. You can press the snooze button or you can get up out of bed, right? And if you tell your brain, which is counterintuitive because you are your brain, but if you tell your brain not to hit the snooze button and to get up out of bed, your body will follow, right? But if you don't have control over your brain, then it's just going to be on autopilot and it's just going to press the snooze button. And that can be extrapolated out to literally every other part of life.
No, I think
you can tell your body what to do. You can tell your body to do that extra rep in the gym, right? Instead of quitting like one early. And that's going to
I think you probably touched a lot of people with what you've just said there. So I want to elaborate on something because I don't think you actually understand the depth of the example you've just given, because it's something that everyone can relate to, right? Everyone in their life has heard that snooze button, turned it off, and then gone to regret it at some point because they're late for something, because they didn't get what they wanted, because they feel lazy, whatever it is. Now, some people might be stuck in a cycle, right? A cycle of what to do in that situation or in situations like them. And the truth is that if you are struggling so much to actually have that mental strength in your brain, there are steps you can take to help your brain. Because when we are emotional, for example, an emotion like that is tired, right? We're tired, so we want to choose our tired or lazy, whatever emotion you want to choose. That's how we feel, so we hit the snooze button. If you prepare accordingly and put your phone, for example, on the other side of the room, so you have to get out of bed to go and turn your alarm off rather than just being able to turn over and do it. The importance of making decisions when we are emotionally in control and we feel fine, we feel calm, almost relaxed, and actually giving yourself the best possibility to achieve. There is so much to be said from that. So even if you are stuck in a cycle where I wake up and I just naturally hit my snooze, my body won't let myself. Okay, so what are you going to do? Where's the solution? What are you going to do to change that and to get out of that cycle? It's funny because when I'm bouncing off you here, it feels like we could literally talk for a year about the most simplistic things. And this is where I feel like we're most ignorant as humans, because we don't understand the psychology that goes behind the most simple decisions in our life. And if we can really master, and this is what the truth is all about. It's about the actual breakdown of completing a brain which is so empty, people don't understand the power that we could have in our brain if we actually filled it up and took effort every day to apply energy. Just while we're going over some really key points, you've now been involved in the truth and building the truth with me. You were involved in Quantum Riches before, and you've been a huge part of the truth alongside obviously me running it in there. How would you describe it in terms of what it can allow someone to actually achieve by joining in there, especially talking about your mind? Because a lot of people, I think, won't understand what they actually need to improve in their minds. But now we've given them a bit more context. Maybe they can understand where areas they can improve. So what would you say to them?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's not sexy to say I gain control over your mind, right? It's sexy to say you're going to make $1 million. It's sexy to say you're going to be in front of the Lambo. It's sexy to say you're going to get all of the women of your dreams, which I'm sure was completely difficult for you to step away from that and say, no, I want to branch out. I don't want to just be a street artist. I want to actually help men develop their lives, not just get women, right? That can be a part of it, right? That comes naturally. But in order to even do that, like I'm telling people to just talk to women, right? Oh, it's so easy, but they can't do that if they don't have control over their mind. That's the first step, right? So looking at it through your perspective, I can see how that might have been difficult, but I'm glad that you did it because listen, it's the very foundation of everything, and it's not the sexiest thing. But if you have control over your mind, if you do the things like have the cognitive ability to put your phone on the other side of the room before you go to bed, so it sets yourself up for success the next day, to have the cognitive ability to write out your goals for the next day, so you know exactly what's going to happen before you even wake up, right? If you do those things and lay the foundation beforehand and have that mental discipline, then the rest of your life and the sexy parts of it will be able to carry that momentum because you'll already have those foundations in place, right? So I can't sit here and say, guys, join the truth and you'll be able to master your mind in 24 hours. It's like, it's an ongoing process, right? And it's going to be different for everyone. We can give you the tools, we can give you the resources, we can give you the guidance and the accountability, but at the end of the day, no one's going to put that phone on the other side of the room except for you, bro, right? No one's going to come in your house and do it except for you. So you have to be the one to master your own mind and master your own cognitive ability, because that leads to success in every other metric. Everyone wants to skip the line, right? Everyone thinks it'd be great to be a movie star. No one sees the work that movie stars put in to grind and do really shitty movies at first and then grind their way up, right? Everyone wants to be an NBA star, or I guess half your audience is from Britain. Everyone wants to be a football star, right?
Very good.
European football. But no one wants to put in the work. No one wants to, actually hit the freaking grass like for 10 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like, that's the hard part, right? That's the hard part. That's the part that you have to lay the foundation in order to get the spoils of war later. So, I mean, if you don't have that level of ability to think into the future, then, you have to shift the way that you're thinking first.
Yeah, 100%. And for anyone interested in the truth or getting involved, the link's in the description of the video. So definitely go and check it out. We are gonna cover one of my favorite things to talk about, and the effect it has on our mind and on our psychology, which is confidence. I really feel like confidence is a journey, and we're in a day and age where, because there's so much body positivity and so much fake talk about mental health in terms of fake fixes for it, and the actual lies that are told, quite ironically, because we're promoting the truth here, but the lies that are told on how to fix your mental health and how to act in certain situations. And if you're fat, you're beautiful. The truth is, if you're fat, you're not beautiful. And there's room to improve, and it's okay. And it's not about looking at your life in a terrible manner. It's about looking for solutions and how you can work on it. So confidence for me is something that's really, really misleading and really unrepresented, because for me, Confidence starts with action. Confidence starts when you really allow yourself to be confident by putting in work to be proud of yourself, because confidence is essentially understanding yourself, value, understanding yourself, respect, and then consistently being outside of your comfort zone and trusting yourself within it. So, there are a lot of people that struggle with confidence. Even the most confident people that you would see at face value, definitely down and deep inside, have a lot of insecurities and are struggling a lot more than you'd think. And there are a lot of hiding factors from it. The phone being one of them, social media being a huge one. Social media is probably the biggest stage where you can completely and utterly hide your confidence levels, because you can look however you want on social media. You can present yourself however you want. You could almost be a completely and utterly different person. And that's why it's important that actually, I made a good analogy earlier, which I really fell in love with. When you have a pothole, you have another word for it in the States, Corey. What is it? When you have a hole on the street, like where
It's a pothole.
it's a pothole as well, right? So when you have a pothole, if you just put something over it, just cover the top of it, due to biology and also chemistry, that pothole will still get deeper. And eventually, whatever you've used to cover it will then break again, and the pothole will become or be bigger than it originally was when you covered it. But if you actually take the time to fill in the pothole properly, yes, it might be more time and effort, but in the long run, that pothole will then be covered up and you won't have to reattend to covering it up again. Now, a lot of people use social media, a lot of people use makeup, a lot of people use fake words, a lot of people use therapy as an example, as a place where they're able to completely hide their actual level of confidence and their insecurities instead of dealing with them face on. And I think it's something we massively encourage in the truth, which is accountability, and to deal with your confidence straight on. Now, if I'm talking to someone, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, what are you bad at? What are you shit at? And that's frowned upon in society. In society, it's almost like we don't talk about what we're bad at because we're all about being confident. The truth is that we need to understand our weaknesses to really develop them and become the all-round amazing human being we want to become. And that is the levels there is to the shit, and that's the levels that there is to being successful. So it's all well and good you being behind your phone and you watching all the guys like me living the life that you want to live. The truth is, there's a lot of work that's gone into that. There's a lot of potholes that have been filled up and taken time to completely fill up rather than cover, while you're sitting there covering your potholes and then chasing the ones that you covered last year because they're coming undone, and you're just going around like hit the mouse. You ever been in an arcade where you're trying to hit the mole, whack-a-mole? You're just playing whack-a-mole at that point, whatever it's called, a fucking mole or a mouse or I don't know. I don't go to arcades. I'm too busy making money, right?
Dude, I feel like arcades could be a good date.
Or in fact, you could actually go there and have a date and also win money.
There you go.
That's what the real
it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I mean, it's the Band-Aid effect, right? The only reason Band-Aids work on us, on our skin, is because our body repairs itself. But you can't put a Band-Aid over a pothole because a pothole is not going to repair itself. Once the Band-Aid falls off, you're still in the same position that you were, right? And then you just have less time because you wasted time fixing it. So that's, I mean, it's 100%. Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, as we said, it's very simple mathematics, but people are too ignorant to actually understand it fully. And that's why I think it's super important that people take that leap to actually understand and allow themselves to be vulnerable so they're able to grow and able to develop as a person and eventually take full ownership of of their minds. So
yeah. Like I said, this isn't the sexiest like topic. This isn't the sexiest week we'll go over because we'll have other weeks. This is a series, right? So this is the first out of 6. We're gonna go over, physical, environmental, social, money, dating. Like we're gonna get to the sexy stuff, right? But this is the absolute foundation. And I want to hit on something that someone said in the chat. Jamie, you said only 29 watching, 360K subs. What's that about? And someone said it's because usually people have short attention spans. I'm going to push back on that. I want to say that there's a reason that the 29 of you are here. Now there's 35. There's a reason that you guys are here. Who cares about everyone else? You guys are here because you see value in Diego. You see value in this kind of knowledge and you want to improve yourself. And so if you're coming to week 1, make sure you're coming to every single other week, because it's going to stack on each other. And we're going to get to a point to where by the end of week 6, even if you're not inside the truth, which you should be, you're going to get to a point to where you're significantly farther ahead than you were before. And so you're investing the time. I want to thank you for doing that. If you have found any value here, drop a like, subscribe to the boy. You know, let's hit the algorithm and make sure that you are showing Diego your appreciation.
Yeah,
But,
for sure. I mean, we're not going anywhere. Actually, I'm so glad that I'm at a point where I can have 316,000 subscriptions, which is just part of my income, which I've built through complete and utter self-development and becoming an amazing person. So, Jamie, thanks for the one of the 29 views. I appreciate you and I love you. The truth behind it is that what you said, 34 out of 316 makes a lot of 316,000, sorry, makes a lot of sense to me, because we have a problem in this world which is called ignorance. Now, not all 316,000 people have seen this, nowhere near, right? We actually had technical problems promoting it, and I don't think people on the YouTube are there. But however, this will be worked on, and hopefully the numbers will get better. But even if it's not, if there was one of you here, I'd be sitting here and saying the same amount of message, because I'm a believer. If you have the time to listen to me, then I'll make the time to speak to you, because I think everyone who opens their ears and is not ignorant enough to shut the information out deserves a chance to hear it, but only a chance. Only a chance, because if you're too then lazy to take action on what we're saying, then that's completely in your hands. People cannot keep telling you and telling you over again before action needs to be taken. And for that note, before we do Q&As, I want to say 2 things really quickly. There is a link in the description of this video, which will take you to the Truth website. It will explain to you everything you need. It also has testimonials on there, so you can hear from people that are inside the truth that have changed their lives. There's a reason that I have Corey in here rather than asking Maya Jam to come on, because I guarantee you, if I asked Maya Jam to come on, who I could have easily got on here, we would have had 1 million people watching. But I don't want 1 million people watching some entertaining shit when I can have 37 people watching an incredibly real, honest, and beneficial conversation between 2 guys that invested their whole adult life to becoming amazing humans, so we can sit here in an amazing position and try our hardest to push the knowledge onto you. But there's only so much we can do without you being able to implement and take action. So, as I say, on that note, the link is in the description for you to go and visit. And there is an option when you are joining the truth to apply a promo code. And for everyone on this live right now, I'm going to be dropping the promo code, and I'm going to write it in the channel as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's MIND, mind, correct? That's the promo code. So if you apply that promo code, you're not only going to get access to the truth, we're going to allow everyone that's in here for the first meeting of our 6-meeting series to have an exclusive access to a discount, getting into our truth. And that's purely because I think it's so important that you take that first step. And then when you achieve what you achieve, you can come back to me and I'll give you my bank details and you can wire me $1 million, because you're going to reap the rewards much larger. And for me, that's what's important here, that 33, 35, 37, 29, whatever it is, people in here are understanding that and able to have that access. Now, a lot of people don't have the education on what the truth is and how inspirational and efficient the truth can be within your lives. And that's why I'm super happy that those of you here today. So that's the promo code. We're going to take Q&As to finish off our first series of a very long series. Also within the truth, you'll get access to super important information as to when these other lives are going to be, exclusive access to our lives. And we also have exclusive lives within the truth like this consistently. So
hey guys, say one thing. Sorry, Diego. I gotta gas you up for 1 second. Like, I know, like, I'm gonna break the 4th wall here, guys. Like, I know all of you are like, oh, it's another community, it's another course, it's another sale, it's another blah blah blah, promo code, money, yeah. Like, guys, Diego, the amount of effort Diego puts into this is unheard of from any other like influencer or online or anyone who has a community. Like Diego puts hours into this per day into you. taken away from his content, taken away from his busy life, taken away. Like, he doesn't sleep. I've lived with the dude. Like, this guy does not. He gets like 5 hours of sleep every single night because he's just jam packing his day, giving back and giving value back. Right. So, like, we do have a free Discord. Sure, feel free to join that. You're going to get a lot of content in there. I don't think we can post the link in the chat. We'll put it in the description of the next video. Like, feel free. Like, that's absolutely good. But Diego deserves to reap some of the fruits of his labor for the time and effort he's putting in on a daily basis for you guys. And so, like, you can sit here and think like, oh, it's just another course, just another blah blah blah. Like, make the decision for yourself. But if you know anything about who Diego actually is, and you trust him, that he's not just another sleazy influencer or whatever, like I know to be the truth because I've literally spent time with him and met him. He deserves to get the fruit of his labor because he's just pouring so much of his energy into you guys, and that's why I love every single time that I'm talking to him. So, like, show him some love, like all of his stories, share all of his content, and the best of you will get inside of the truth and change the trajectory of your life. That's all. That's it. Sorry, bro. I had to interrupt you.
No. I appreciate that, man. And from my perspective, it's just important that people know that we are given the opportunity. And I think it's important for people to be able to live their life and say, do you know what? If I didn't do it, it was my fault. It was on me. So when people can do that and take responsibility for what they're doing, I've given you the opportunity. We've given you the words now. It's the ball's in your court, and it's important for you guys to take that. I'll look at the Q&As now. If anybody has any questions, we're going to give you 30 seconds to get some questions in that you can ask to myself, and we'll happily discuss here. I don't think that's a question, Mr. Ferreira. That how can I get rid of? Are you aware of what imposter syndrome is?
Yeah. It's imposter syndrome's basically like feeling like you can't fill the shoes because you're not there yet, right? You have to fake. It's like faking it till you make it, right? Which I could speak on this all day because get that out of your mind. Imposter syndrome does not exist.
Yeah, it's not.
It can't exist because in order to get to the place where you want to be, you have to pretend like you're already there. You really think that Ronaldo didn't pretend that he was the best footballer like in the entire world before he got there? Like, I'm shit with the British analogies, but I'm American. But like he had to put in that work as if he was the best, and that's how he got there, right? Imposter syndrome does not exist. Like it doesn't, because it can't.
Yeah.
If it did, then you wouldn't be able to reach to those levels.
I'd say to you, bro, is that all these words are great, but really our life changes when we start to implement and take action. And that's something we've got amazingly in the truth. We actually allow you a kind of a system to take complete and utter action and accountability for your life. The truth is that these words are very weak when we just throw them around. It's all about how we can implement our lives and how we can take action on becoming a better person and really concentrate on that self-development, on that internal work. So anything external, anything outside becomes very achievable. Henrique, what do you think is the most important thing to be able to feel calm and relaxed on your own mind? When you're an incredibly confident person, you build a lot of trust in yourself. And when you build a lot of trust in yourself due to confidence, due to self-development, you almost fear nothing. Because as a human being, when you trust yourself fully, when you are that confident that you trust yourself fully, it's not like I trust myself to be able to go to the gym and complete this workout. You become to the point where you trust yourself in situations you don't even know are happening yet. I wake up tomorrow trusting myself that I'm going to handle everything to perfection because I've worked so hard on making sure I'm an amazing person inside. So what I say to you is that being able to trust yourself and building that level of confidence definitely allows you to be calm in certain situations, which is super important. However, being calm all the time, if you're a super hyperactive person and usually stressed out, I wouldn't take that as a negative. I'd use that to your advantage. I'm a hyperactive person, and that's why I'm able to get millions and millions of work done every day and be here sitting talking to you guys at 10 p.m. in the evening, shouting across a screen. So I would say definitely try and find that inner trust, that inner self-confidence, which starts with self-development. I'm going to ask, I'm going to take one more question super quickly on there. and we're going to wrap it up. I feel like it's been a really productive talk, and I hope you guys have taken so much from this. And I really hope to see some of you inside the truth. I'm going to put that promo code on there one more time in case any of you didn't get it. It's mine, and that will get you a promotion to get it, a promo code to actually get inside the truth. This won't be a reoccurrence. This won't be a common thing. So use it while it's there, if you would like. Hello, Diego. My question is about this point where I approach a lot of girls at the moment, but after securing the number on Instagram, I don't get replies afterwards. How can you analyze? If you are not getting replies after you've secured the Instagram, the girl is probably taking the Instagram out of wanting to escape the situation. So you need to apply your energy 10 times better and make sure by the end of the interaction, she's not only gonna reply to you, but she's looking forward to replying to you. Too many guys go to a girl and hit her with a hi, how are you? Like, oh, good. Do you have Instagram? Yeah, I have Instagram. Amazing. Can I take your Instagram? Yeah, great, cool. So you've got the Instagram. Well done. You've had the balls to go and approach and take the Instagram. You've beat like 50% of guys that don't even have the balls to go and approach. However, a lot of other guys have gone and taken her Instagram. So the thing is, you have to leave an impact on her in that interaction so that she has a reason to, and she wants to talk to you, because energy is everything. So if you can apply that energy when you go and talk to her and give her a reason to reply to you or to want to talk to you, it's amazing. Core, finish us off with your experience with approaching girls and
yeah,
for some reason.
I would 100% agree. If she doesn't respond, it's because she didn't. I mean, like, listen, like, she would respond if she wanted you, like, to respond to you, right? Like, it's not that she doesn't want you. It's just that in the interaction, you asked for Instagram, you got it, great. Every girl's going to give out her Instagram if they're asked. Like, that's such an easy ask, right? And you can use that to your advantage, but you can also, if they don't respond, then you get it. So I would analyze how you're doing inside of the interaction. I'll give an example just because I approached a girl this morning. It was at literally like 5:45 a.m. because I wake up and I watch the sunrise and I walk to the cliffs. I'm in Lima, Peru right now. And there was this girl, there were two girls walking on the sidewalk. And I was like, there's no way I'm about to open at 6 a.m. But I guess this is how the day is starting. And like, how do you open at 6 a.m.? Like, what do you say? Like she looks like she's about to in workout clothes, right? And so I was just like, hey, do you have directions to this park, which I've been to a million times? And she's like, yeah, it's down the street. It's literally straight. And I was like, oh, great. Like, we could walk together. And the park was called Parque del Amor, like the Park of Love. And so I grabbed her hand. I'm like, let's go to the Park of Love, right? And that automatically like broke the touch barrier. She's in the interaction. She's all happy, right? And then I just have rapport with her. You have to like intrigue her and be mysterious in the conversation. I was like, yeah, my Spanish isn't that good. You'll teach me Spanish? And she goes, yes, of course. Like, I'll teach you English, no problem. But you have to promise to be a good student, right? And so then like it's an even exchange, but then I make her promise to be a good student. She's like, yeah, I promise. Like, then I get her Instagram, right? And then I don't follow her back until I'm done with my walk because I'm just going about my day as I would always, and she's just a part of it, right? I'm not going to go out my way to follow her back really quick, right? And then when I got back to my apartment, I gave her a follow back, and I sent her a voice message, completing the conversation. Like you have to intrigue them in the conversation. You can't just say, hi, how are you? Good morning. What's your Instagram? And expect her to respond, right? You have to give her something to actually respond to. I mean, it's good that she gave her your Instagram, didn't say like, get away from me, right? That's a plus, but you have to actually have some value to contribute. So she wants more.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. It's amazing because me and you, stepping around these places and opening these girls like it's, putting butter on a piece of toast.
6 a.m., dude. I didn't even know if I was going to do it. And I was like, okay, now that I told myself I don't know if I'm going to do it, I have to do it.
Have to.
Because if I tell myself I don't know if I'm going to do it and then I decide not to, what kind of a man am I? Right.
Correct.
That's the mental discipline we're talking about.
That's the psychology we have. Amazing, guys. If you have any more questions, or only inside of the truth do we answer questions every single day, whatever questions you have. But we are also in
Hold on. One more. Danny, how do you build that trust in yourself? I want to stop doubting myself and be able to follow through with the action of personal growth. Bro, this is what we're telling you. Like, we're giving you the blueprint. We're literally giving you the blueprint. It's all inside of the truth. And it's not like we're gatekeeping. There's just too much. We can sit on here for days. And this is a day, a week-long conversation, right? But if you go in the truth, we've literally structured it out. So all you have to do is follow. And if you get lost, there's literally a section called Ask Diego, right? No other influencer has that, bro. Like no one is putting the time that Diego's putting into this. Yeah. Sorry, had to interrupt again, bro.
Nah, for sure. You guys have got the information, and you know, it's always a pleasure bumping heads with you and sharing that information. And I actually feel super privileged that I'm able to stand there and give it to everyone else. So I hope to see you all inside the truth. If not, drop me a DM on Instagram if you have any more questions. I'm gonna be in my DMs for the next 2 hours, because even the insane humans like me who take 4 or 5 hours sleep a night do need a few. So for the next 2 hours, I'll be on my Instagram DM. So if you want to DM me, go over to my Instagram, drop me a DM, say, hey, Diego, was just in the live, and I'll make sure to get back to you guys if you have any questions about the truth. Also, the link's in the description, so make sure to hit that up. And if you're not already subscribed and have your post notifications on, do it so you don't miss any other lives we have going on here. Core, I love you. I appreciate you. It's super good to bump heads with you as always. And we'll catch up very soon. And these guys will be so sure to see you again incredibly soon as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me on.